Mum's maternal grandparents were George and Emma Dole. George, in fact, was born just around the corner at 29 Charlton Street. They ran a fruit and vegetable shop and they lived in the rooms above, and during their marriage they eventually had 17 children. I know. George was a costermonger and he was friends with Henry Croft, who was the first and original Pearly King. Henry was born and raised, in fact, in the St Pancras workhouse, and he wanted to raise money to help the children there. He noticed that the costermongers had pearl buttons sewn onto their clothing in various places, on their waistcoats, their caps, their pockets, and that is actually where the phrase Flash Harry comes from. You might know that already. So he decided to try himself to make himself more conspicuous, and he sewed thousands of these pearl buttons. It's called a smother suit, and he sewed them all over. It was totally covered, and he had a top hat, and he went out to collect money for the workhouse. And he did really well, but he wanted to do better, and so he decided to ask more people to join him. He asked my great-grandfather, George Dole, and his friend Bert, if they would come and dress in these pearly outfits. So, yeah, they did. And so there we have my great-grandfather, their eldest son Alfie, and Emma, my great-grandmother, and Kitty the donkey. So George was the Pearly King of St Pancras, Bert the Pearly King of Hampstead, and Henry the Pearly King of Somers Town. Many years later, in 1962, George Dole appeared on the BBC programme This Is Your Life. Initially, he was to be the main subject, but at 85 his pearly suit had become too heavy for him to wear, and so he still appeared, but he didn't have his pearly suit on. There he is, and that's Bert, his friend, in his pearly suit. Wow. And Eamon Andrews in the middle there.